Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel. If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you're going to want to stick around for this one. We've got some breaking news that's sure to have you on the edge of your seat. After yet another humiliating defeat, there's now serious talk about Mike McCarthy's future with the Cowboys. The speculation is growing louder, and fans are starting to ask the big question: could McCarthy be on his way out? Is this the end of his tenure as head coach? It's been a roller coaster of a season for the Cowboys, but this latest loss may be the straw that broke the camel's back. Just last weekend, Dallas faced off against the Cincinnati Bengals in what can only be described as an embarrassing defeat that's got everyone talking. From missed plays to poor decision-making, it was a game that left everyone wondering what's really going on with this team. The game ended with a crushing scoreline of 8-9 at a box end of 27, a result that had fans across the country shaking their heads in disbelief. The Cowboys were expected to be one of the top contenders in the NFC this season, but after that performance, you have to wonder if they'll even make it past the wild card round. There were glaring issues on both sides of the ball, and what's really concerning is that Mike McCarthy seemed almost defeated himself on the sideline. It's one thing to lose, but it's another when the lack of adjustments and poor decisions seem to come from the top. The Cowboys' offense was stuck in neutral all game long. Dak Prescott, who's been trying to fight through his own share of ups and downs this season, threw yet another costly interception, a play that turned the momentum of the game in the opponent's favor. Prescott has been known for his leadership, but the inconsistency of the offense, especially when it matters most, has left many questioning McCarthy's ability to lead this team to a championship level. As for the defense, there's no excuse for the way they played either. The Cowboys' defense, which was supposed to be the team's strength this year, gave up big play after big play. The pass rush, led by the dominant Micah Parsons, was non-existent in critical moments. You've got a superstar defensive player like Parsons, and yet he was completely neutralized during one of the most important games of the season. The lack of discipline, the failure to make key stops, and the inability to adjust on the fly were glaring red flags for any football fan watching the game. The fact that the defense couldn't bail out the offense was a huge disappointment. And that starts with coaching. So now the burning question remains: will Mike McCarthy still have a job by the end of this season? Jerry Jones, the team's owner, has been a known advocate for loyalty when it comes to his coaches, but even he has to recognize that something needs to change if the Cowboys are going to achieve their Super Bowl aspirations. Sources inside the organization have already said that there's concern about McCarthy's leadership, and the pressure is clearly mounting. It's being reported that McCarthy has privately acknowledged that changes may be necessary if the team continues to falter. Fans have been growing frustrated with McCarthy's lack of adjustments during games, his questionable clock management, and his stubbornness in sticking with plays that clearly aren't working. The Cowboys have so much talent, offensively and defensively, that it's become increasingly hard to ignore that the coach may be the biggest problem at the moment. And with that in mind, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office have been having serious conversations about what comes next. It's clear that if McCarthy doesn't make a deep playoff run, something that was expected of him this season, his job could be on the line. The team simply cannot afford another year of underperforming. The talent on this roster is ready to compete, but the results are just not matching up. And here's the thing: Dallas fans aren't patient. They want a Super Bowl win now. The team has been stuck in a cycle of mediocrity for far too long, and fans are tired of hearing about next year. It's become an almost toxic environment surrounding McCarthy's future. And with every loss, the heat gets turned up even higher. If McCarthy is let go, it's not like the Cowboys are without options. There are plenty of potential replacements out there, and some have been linked to the job for years. One of the biggest names that's been floated around is Sean Payton. We all know Payton's track record. He led the New Orleans Saints to a Super Bowl victory and has established himself as one of the best minds in football. His name comes up whenever there's a coaching vacancy, and the Cowboys are no exception. Peyton could bring an instant winning culture to Dallas, and with the weapons they have on both sides of the ball, he could be exactly what they need to finally get over the hump. Another name that has been mentioned frequently is Kellen Moore, the Cowboys' current offensive coordinator. Moore is young, innovative, and has been seen as a potential head coach for a while now. But some Cowboys fans are starting to wonder if promoting Moore would just be another risk. After all, while Moore's offense has been effective at times, it's been inconsistent, and many wonder if he's truly ready to take on the responsibility of running the entire team. Some think his lack of experience might be a bit too much for him to handle right now, especially given the talent that's expected to perform under such high stakes. Then, there's the possibility of promoting Dan Quinn, the Cowboys' defensive coordinator. Quinn has been instrumental in turning Dallas into one of the most fearsome defensive units in the league. Under his leadership, the Cowboys have looked elite, especially with players like Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and others stepping up. Some believe that Quinn has all the tools to be an exceptional head coach. He already has experience as a former head coach with the Atlanta Falcons, leading them to a Super Bowl appearance, and he has a proven ability to adapt and get the most out of his players. If McCarthy's days are numbered, Quinn could be the logical choice to step in and provide some much-needed stability for the team. No matter who takes over, the Cowboys have unfinished business. This team is loaded with talent, and they have the potential to be championship contenders. But with McCarthy's future uncertain, how will the players react? The pressure is on guys like Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb to continue playing at a high level. But there's only so much they can do when the coaching staff isn't putting them in the best positions to succeed. The lack of a cohesive game plan, poor adjustments, and the inability to rise to the occasion during crunch time is becoming more and more evident with every passing week. The team's fragile mental state could be a real factor if things continue to unravel, and that could ultimately affect their performance for the rest of the season. As the season progresses, the eyes of the NFL world will be fixed on the Cowboys. Every game, every loss, and every missed opportunity will only add more fuel to the fire. Will McCarthy make it through the rest of the season? Or will Jerry Jones pull the trigger and look for a new leader to bring this team back to greatness? The clock is ticking, and the Cowboys' Super Bowl window is closing fast. So what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Should McCarthy be let go, or does he deserve more time to turn things around? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe for more breaking news and analysis on everything Cowboys and NFL. This is a huge moment for the team, and we'll be right here bringing you the latest updates as it all unfolds. Until next time, as always, go Cowboys.